Mr. Muhammad Usman. Mr. Muhammad Hussain, lecturer in geography, is coming for the prize. Now Mr. Muhammad Akif, lecturer in chemistry, will receive his prize from the chairman. Mr. Muhammad Akif. Mr. Nadeem Shah Bukhari, lecturer in Pakistan Studies, is coming to receive his prize. After being recently selected, he is now working at University of Engineering and Technology Lahore as lecturer in Pakistan Studies. Ladies and gentlemen, now the booth is on the other foot. Shields as tokens of our goodwill are being awarded to guests of honor. I start from Mr. Muhammad Arif Khan. Mr. Muhammad Arif Khan is DCO and present chairman Young Educational Trust. He rendered his invaluable sector and professional expertise towards the developmental projects of Chenab College Jung, Chenab College Chinot and Chenab College Shortcoat. He motivated the Kashmir Sugar Mills authorities to donate a substantial amount of rupees 75 lakhs for the construction of an academic block for Chenab College Shortcoat. Construction of buildings for Chenab College Chinot was initiated by him. The expansion it's 75 lakhs, sorry. The expansion of Chenab College Jung and the purchase of new Hino buses are very much to his credit. I request Mr. Muhammad Arif Khan, DCO Chairman Jung, to receive memento as a token of goodwill from the principal, Mr. Daud Ahmad Khan. Mr. Iqzazur Rashid Khan, one of our guests of honor, was Deputy Commissioner Jung and Chairman JET from 92 to 95. His invaluable services to the cause of education as Chairman JET beggars description. He got constructed Chenab College Jung on the pattern of renowned public schools and cadet colleges as a combination of day and boarding schools, having 3 academic blocks and twin hostels without any direct grant from the government. The present status and repute that the college is enjoying owe to him. It's worth remembering that the recruitment of the pioneer teaching and office staff is very much to his credit. We hold him in high esteem and offer him heartiest thanks for sparing his precious time all the way from Lahore, despite his preoccupations. Ladies and gentlemen, give him a big hand. Mr. Iqzazur Rashid Khan is receiving memento as a token of goodwill from Mr. Arif Khan, present DCO and Chairman JET. Mr. Ubaid Robani Qureshi was last GC in 2001 according to previous setup. At present he is additional Secretary SNGAD. His services to the Chenab College are manifold. Whenever the college was in need of his help, he was all agog. Mr. Ubaid Rubani Qureshi is receiving shield of unfading reminiscence of indestructible moments.
Really, it speaks of your love for this college. You spare time and took the trouble of coming here. Really, we are very grateful to you, and this college owes you a lot. I feel, I mean it. I mean it.
Mia Kamaluddin was Assistant Commissioner Jhang in 94. At present, he is Administrator, Allied Hospital, Faisalabad. He played his dynamic role as Secretary Jet in initiating the start of Chenab College School in rented building at Rizova House. He pioneered to provide the spade work to the college from a shoestring. He was always in the forefront in lending his helping hand to the college. Mia Kamaluddin is receiving shield from the principal. From Mr. Arif Khan, Chairman. Meher Zulfikar Ali Khan Sial, retired Extra Assistant Commissioner Revenue, has been working as Finance Secretary since 91. He rocked the cradle when the college was in the age of infancy. I request Meher Zulfikar Ali Khan Sial to receive the shield from the Chairman.
Is the old dog of this college. Very kind of you.
आंसा भी दर्द
नहीं बहुत तो वैसे ये ऐसे ही समझ में जैसे अपना बच्चा बहुत बहुत वेरी ग्रेटफुल वेरी ग्रेटफुल
Meher Shahid Salim Sargana was Tehsildar Jang in 91. At present, he is Magistrate Motorway. When the foundation stone of the college was laid, he played his active part in land acquisition for the college. I request Meher Shahid Salim Sargana to receive the shield from the Chairman. He is receiving shield from the Chairman.
Principals of teachers and my dear students, the Chenabians and ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum. Ladies and gentlemen, I came here today purposely, primarily for the two purposes. Number one, to strengthen my weakening bonds with this institution, as for the last 3 years I couldn't attend any function of this institution in spite of the invitations by the principal. Number two, to avoid the displeasure of the principal and to avoid non-invitation in future. So I am here along with my family. It will rekindle my relations with this institution. Ladies and gentlemen, we have just saw here some plays, some short plays. These carried two ingredients. One was entertainment, the other was the message behind in these plays. Entertainment is must. We should enjoy the entertainment, but the prime object of these plays and short plays was the message given in those plays. That is more important. I congratulate all the students who have taken part in the programs and who have been awarded the certificates and prizes. My congratulations to them. I promised not to deliver any speech, and I stick to my promise today. Rather, I have surrendered my right of speech to Mr. Rashid Khan. I will just say thank you very much, Mr. Principal and the teachers of this institution, for inviting me and my family to be here to further strengthen our weakening bonds. Thank you very much. Allah Hafiz.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Chairman, General Secretary Trust, then three members of the staff, Sinavians. Today, I have come here on the insistence of the principal. I had to go to my thermometer. They were celebrating their 50 years, the Golden Jubilee celebrations of Son of God, and was not likely to come back. But for the principal who insisted that I must be here, so here I am. I will also not make a very long speech, because the last time that the principal called me over on the occasion of the All Pakistan debating contest, one of the feedbacks that I got from one of the students was that my speech was too long and that my speech came in the day of their lunch. Now we have already overshot the schedule by probably an hour or so. I would therefore, if you permit me, leave it at just that and hope that I would be called over on some other occasion to come and address you. It's already very late and I would not like to stand in between your dinner any longer. Thank you very much.
For the days for his closing remarks.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Principal Chinab College. Is that working?
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Principal Chinab College. Dr. Rashid Sahib, former DC Jang, Janaab Rabbani Qureshi Sahib, former Deputy Commissioner Jang, Mia Kamaluddin Sahib, former Assistant Commissioner Jang, Mahar Zulfikar Sahib, French Secretary Jet. I am not here really to make a speech, but I want to speak to you. Just a few points. It's a mutual heart-to-heart talk. It's not a speech. Basically, whatsoever I talk, this is for the decision makers and for the administration of the college and the parents. And this is frank and heart-to-heart talk. I'm not trying to make a speech, but I want to put across certain points. One, obviously, the college, Chinab College, is catering to the needs of the well-off. Now, I believe we have reached a time, we have reached a stage wherein we should try to serve the educational needs of the general public also. This need was pressed by me before the old gods of the jet, and they have kindly agreed to my proposal, and I believe now jet will be taking over around 8 schools in district Jhang. 8 schools in district Jhang, 4 female schools, government schools, and 4 boys schools in one each in each subdivision. One in each subdivision. 2. Up till now we have been imparting the secular, non-technical education. Now I think we must look at the possibility of setting up an institution which could transfer certain skills to the youngsters of this district. This idea was also floated by me before the experienced and old members of the JET and the pioneers and the founders of the JET, and they have agreed, nor rather I should say, now they are enthusiastic to set up a school of skills in district Jhang. So 8 schools of the government will be taken over to improve quality of education in those schools. 2, a school of skills will be set up by JET. Next, a lot many parents come over to me and complain about the expensive education at Chenab College. I tell you, now I am talking to the parents. The cost of education in other schools, maybe they have a similar standard of education or quality of education, is much higher than Chenab College, much higher than Chenab College. If you take the example of, I don't want to refer to any name, but whatsoever we are charging here, it is only maybe 40% of those schools, 30% of those schools, or maybe even less. But we are providing equally good education to the students. If we look at the results of O-level and the matric results, performance of our students is simply marvelous, and they can be compared with the students of any college, even those colleges which are located in Lahore, and they have a history of over 100 years. Our life is not really long. We were established only a couple of decades back, but now we are. I think we can boast of competing with them. It is because of the hard work of the pioneers. It is because of the hard work of the principal. It is because of the hard work of the staff. Everyone has put in their best. Everyone has put in best, and that's why we have seen the performance of our students in extracurricular and academics, which is, the performance is simply marvelous. One of the major problems of the college is to have really good quality teachers. It's very difficult to attract and retain the quality teachers in the college, because the educational institutions located in bigger cities, Faisalabad and Lahore, they charge higher fees and they offer better salaries to their teachers. But I really appreciate those teachers, despite offers of higher salaries, they still prefer to stick to this college because of their motivation and dedication to the service of this district. I really salute them. This district. I really salute them. I really salute those teachers. But we need to pay better salaries to the teachers to attract still better teachers to this college. This must be, maybe we will be able to sort out this problem before long. Accommodation for teachers is another problem. It's very pressing, and it's a problem which should be addressed as soon as possible. Especially this problem is pressing in Shorecourt and Chinore. I believe we have plans to build hostels, teachers hostels, especially for the female teachers in Chinore as well as Shorecourt. When we have appropriate accommodation facility for the teachers, I think we will be able to attract better teachers from bigger cities also. Recently, myself and Rizla Nazim went over to Kashmir Mills and we spoke to them, spoke to the owners, and I must break this news to you. They have very kindly agreed to construct one full academic block at Shorecourt. The cost of the block should be over 7.5 million rupees. They have also promised, they have also shown interest in further development of the Chenab College at Shorecourt. Similarly, we have succeeded in negotiating successfully with another donor to build a female teachers hostel in Chenab College. That will also cost around 4 million rupees. I believe the institutions are not built overnight, but we must keep on striving and hoping that one day we shall have all those facilities which we need. Taking the advantage of this forum, I will request the other donors also. We have fairly large size industry, especially sugar industry. They should also come forward to contribute in the form of making some infrastructure facility in this college. They may choose any one branch of this college, maybe Shorecourt, Chinore or Jhang, but I think if they are operating here, and they must come in a big way to provide infrastructural improvement in one of these educational, in one of these branches of the Chenab College. We have already purchased 5 buses on a loan from Punjab Bank. We plan to buy more, and we are trying to raise the seed money. I believe before long we shall be buying those buses, more buses. Our target is to buy more, to buy 5 more buses in near future. And the purchase of these buses, these new 5 buses will also be on loan from the same bank. Ubaid Rabani Bhai Sahab is presently working with the Punjab government. He may help us in persuading the Education Foundation to provide us loan. We are our credentials as debtors are strong. Whatsoever loans we got in the past, we have paid them back. We have never defaulted. But this time, Education Foundation has declined our request to extend more loans. I believe the institutions, the education institutions which are returning their loans on time and they are functioning efficiently, Education Foundation, Government of the Punjab must come forward in a big way to help those institutions. As I refer to the fact that basically the Chenab College caters to the needs of the well-off and the wealthy, but we are not ignoring those students who are hardworking, mentally brilliant, but they cannot afford the expenses of Chenab College. We are spending a lot of money to support such students, and we are encouraging the admission of such students, and we have already enrolled a lot many such students to the college, and we will welcome more such students. We will not, as JET will not like to restrict this college only to those who can afford the expenses, but we will encourage the admission of those also who are brilliant, but those who cannot afford the entire expenses of the college. A request to the teachers. Brilliant students are brilliant students. Perhaps they need less guidance and less attention, but weak students need special attention of the teachers, the principal, and the supervisory staff. Another request to the staff: the students must be tested very regularly and very frequently, because the frequent testing prepares them for the final examinations. I am sure this is being done. This is only a reminder that we should not really relax on this. Homework should be checked, or interaction with the parents is very important. If any student is not working properly, or if the college administration wants to talk to the parents, they must have very regular parent-teacher meetings. We must have very regular parent-teacher meetings. And today I have come across students who work for 18 hours and they sleep only for 3 hours, 4 hours. I will request the staff to advise the students, because studies one, but health cannot be really relegated to the second position. If you are not alive, you are not healthy, it's okay. Because in studies one should be excellent, outstanding, but not at the cost of health. They must be advised to balance their daily work schedule. They must take rest, the students must take rest, and they must study. There must be a balance between studies, recreation and rest. So we must start doing the student counseling also on this. Those who are very relaxed, they should be advised to work more, and those who are working more than their physical capacity, they should be advised to relax a bit. Today I am going back very impressed by the performance of the students, by the performance of the staff, by the performance of the supervisory staff of the college, and this is exhibited by the results, academic results, and the extracurricular performance of the students. I am grateful to Rashid Sahib, Mia Kamaluddin Sahib, Obaid Rabbani Quraishi Sahib for spending time and coming over to the college on this occasion. We hope and expect that they will not abandon us, they will not leave us, and they will keep coming and they will keep a strong link with the college. College looks up to their help, guidance and assistance. Very kind of you. Thank you very much.
Successful conclusion of this function, I would like to wind up the proceedings of the program with warm thanks on behalf of the college management to all those who worked very hard for this function. Our special thanks go to Mr. Abdul Wahid, Mr. Muhammad Shafiq Ahmed and Mr. Aslam Khan for prize distribution, Ms. Fawzia Rizvi, Mr. Mukhtar Fur, Sayyid Mehdi Shah, Mrs. Bushra Asim, Ms. Amira Syal and Ms. Sumaira Hamid for variety show, Mr. Muhammad Aslam Nijua for stage backdrop and stage management, Mr. Liaqat Ali for music, Mr. Ali Nawaz for his help in the backstage, Mr. Zulfikar Ali for makeup, Ms. Alda Chaudhary, Bashir Ahmed, office superintendent and his staff, Mr. Muhammad Tariq Khan, state officer and his staff, Mr. Fazal Abbas Usmani and his staff for their cooperation, and Mr. Muhammad Rashid Latif for his help in prize distribution, and all those whose names I may have missed out, please give them a big hand.
Ladies and gentlemen, the proceedings of today's function come to an end. We thank everybody for sparing their precious time. Towards the end, would you rise to your seats in honor of national anthem? On